What's up, brothers and sisters? Your brother G World 7_D making this quick video. I'm going to make a historical video, more likely over the weekend. But I want to say this, man. I want brothers and sisters to continue to study true history. Do not listen to these ignorant niggers out here. They're out here to distract you and to deflect from true history. I want to say this, man. I was explaining to an individual how the sun is resurrected or reborn every day. It sets or so-called dies each day, and then it's resurrected, reborn, like the ancients had believed. So they took stuff from solar, lunar, and stellar, astrological, and placed it in human form. So they took those ancient beliefs and reset it in human form. So you have to understand that when you really want to get deeper, when you study history, you study the stars, the sun, and the moon. Alright? The moon is round and the sun is round. I'm going to stop right there with that. But the earth rotates and circulates around the sun. Now, me saying that, there's so many people, when you give them information, they just don't want to hear it. I said before in other videos, see no truth, hear no truth, don't want to smell the truth. Because you've been totally indoctrinated at these white universities and these schools, or these HBCU schools, which continue to teach you that you're a slave from Africa, not telling people that the fact is you had black people who were aboriginal to this planet, who sailed around the world, who traveled around the world. But here in America, you had your black population that was already here. They weren't brought off no damn slave ships. They were already here. All right. Once you start studying that and understand that, you'll pick up a lot of things. See, in my videos, I provide sources. I show books. I show journals, magazines, and will read certain articles. I want to provide you the information so you have a base to continue to do your research and to grasp and understand that our history, what we have been lied to about our true history. But like I said before, some of these Negroes don't hear it unless it comes out of a white person's mouth. And then you get some of these Negroes who want to do racial healing classes and talking about bringing the races together because their main goal is to gain acceptance and love from white master. They want to be important. So they want to gain his love with their white master. Those are the Negroes when you go to war with these other individuals, they're the first line of defense. They'll fight for master. Master, you sick? I'm sick too. But that's the mindset of a lot of these Negroes, man. And you're going to continue to get this. And I want you brothers and sisters to get discouraged. Continue to do your research. Because most of these Negro historians are telling you a slave from Africa. They don't know what the hell they're talking about, man. I'm telling you right now, these clowns don't know what the hell they're talking about. Anyone who's still telling you that is a clown. Anyone who's telling you that is a clown. Most of our people already were here. And then you had your black nobility who ruled Europe. A lot of stuff is common sense, man. Even if you go, quote, saying people came out of Africa at a certain time, at that time they were able to walk across from what you call Africa to Asia and into Europe. All right, they was able to walk across. And then obviously, you brothers and sisters able to sail from America. They had boats to Africa, Africa to the Americas, man. They had boats to sail into the Pacific. They had the technology to sail around the world. These Negroes are denying it because they're being paid to lie to our people, paid to cause confusion, or they laying up with the enemy. Period. They're sleeping with the enemy. You're going to have to understand. Anyone who's denying the fact and they're black, that the Aboriginal people of the Americas were black, melanated people, they're a traitor. And they're a buck dancing clown. Because they're lying to you. They've been paid off to continue a lie. This is why I don't dig that Amon-Ra squad, a lot of those clowns in New York City, man, because they're paid to cause confusion. They just want to be African slaves. They want to trace their history to some mythical African village where they're supposed to captured and brought over here because it's people who look like them are just too dumb to sell the world. They're just too dumb. It's hard to believe a phantom. So it had to be a white man to bring you over. This is how sick a lot of these Negroes are, man. They don't want to study true history. They will try to run away from even hearing it. This is how sick these clowns are. But I don't want you to give up, man. I don't want you to give up. Do not give up and study your true history. Continue to do that research. Like I said, I'm going to provide a lot of information. Man, a lot of these Christians don't even know that when they interview prayer, they end it with Amen. Amen. They giving all praise to a damn Egyptian god, sun disk. Amen. They give praise to Amen, man. They give praise to the Egyptians. Amen. 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 Amenhotep. They giving praise to an Egyptian. And don't even know it. And don't even care. Because they'll start doing some Negro-splaining on why they do what they do. Information's all out there, but you gotta do the research, man. Can it get frustrating dealing with some of our people? It can be, but you can't give up, man. You cannot give up providing information, doing the research, and continue to grow in the knowledge of your history and your people. Because these mainstream Negroes are a bunch of clowns. Like I said, they've been educated at these white institutions, at these Negro institutions, totally to misinform you, to miseducate you, and to brag about how many degrees they have, what type of car they drive, and how their home look like. This is how these clowns get down. So you're going to have to understand that they cannot lead anyone because they're lost themselves. And they've been so heavily indoctrinated, man, you wouldn't want them clowns to lead you, man, because they'll probably lead you to a damn place where a bunch of minefields are at. Do not listen to them Negroes. I always said that over and over again. Do not listen to them Negroes, man. Do your own research. Do not listen to these traditional Negro scholars who continue to talk about some African slave trade. Majority of your people were already here. They were already here. People who's telling that mess are an enemy to our people. They're ignoring the ancient history and ancient monumental structures that were here, the carving into rock, the formation of iron and steel, all right, the building of mounds and pyramids here in America, and other type of earth structures, or using stone blocks. Our ancestors had the technology. All right, they performed brain surgery in ancient times. Surgery in the eyes, surgery in the heart. Our ancestors have done that, man. But to explain it to a lot of these clowns out here who've been totally indoctrinated through the white educational system, man, it's like trying to convince Bozo or Homer the Clown, man, on anything. It really is. Because these Negroes have been so thoroughly brainwashed. They've been so thoroughly brainwashed. They brag about their Negro institutions or white colleges that they attended, man. Brag about the homes and cars that they drive. These are clowns. Everything's based on their self-worth, on material possessions or what they obtain materially. Or not what they gain intellectually. Because they're not going to do that. These Negroes are clowns, man. And I want you brothers and sisters to understand that you're not going to get anywhere following these clowns. You got to do your own independent research. You got to continue to do that. Do not listen to mainstream black people. They have sold you out already. Their main acceptance is lay up next to white people. That's their main goal. That's what the boule wants to do, to misinform you. To have you spinning around in a circle instead of going forward, climbing upward. Do not follow the boule. Do not follow those Negroes. And then you can pick up on some of these clowns, man. Especially when you know history and information and you can spit it out. Oh, man, these guys, these fools really can't stand it, man. Male or female. These fools really cannot stand that when you are well read and you know this information. All these bastards can't stand that. But they just want you to think yourself a slave, or they keep going to slave narratives. And you don't hear none of these Negroes talking about the Aboriginal blacks here, man. That's what you got to question. All this information here, you ignore that, and you keep talking about you were brought over as a slave. Slave, slave, slave. These Negroes have been thoroughly brainwashed in the head to think that way. And there's a bunch of them, man. There's a bunch of them. Doing stupid racial harmony classes. That's not going to get you nowhere. But these Negroes want to gain acceptance, want to be accepted, want to be loved by white folks and these other groups of people who really never given a damn about them or our people in general. But they're willing to try to steal our history and take claim of it. And then when you call those white folks out, the typical Negro first defense will go around defending them and caping for them. That's sick. But we have a lot of Negroes like that. They want to be important. I'm going to be important to Martha. But this is what you're getting from a lot of these Negroes, man. They don't care. They feel that being around more white people is sort of a badge of honor to them. It is that now they've achieved success and validation. That's sick. But yet these Negroes want to turn around and tell us what we ought to do and try to lead our people. That's sick, man. You don't need those type of Negroes leading you. You don't need one individual to lead you, but you definitely don't need them type of Negroes to lead you anywhere, because they'll lead you to the abyss of hell. That's what just these fools going to do. So I'm telling you right now, do not listen to these Negroes. Do your own research. Do not listen to these Negroes. Sad thing, man, is that so many of our people just want acceptance, man. They just want acceptance and love of people who done their damn best to try to destroy our very existence and our identity and our true history. But instead of you wanting to learn your true history, you want to do racial harmony classes. What a clown. But we got these clowns like that, man, out here.